What is this, man? All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Ruach and double honor to the apostles, the bishops, the elders at GMS. Shalom to you, brothers, preaching and teaching this truth and sincerity across the four lands and earth. And I just want to go out, get this off the screen, man. America, right? I'm just go into just a quick video. Just now finding out there's another virus going around, right? Because I made a video not too long ago about the cicada, right? What was so-called going around, which was a variant of the vid-19. But now I'm seeing some reports from brothers and so on and so forth going into this Hanta thing, right? And I ain't gonna go into the etymology of the word and do all that. I just want to do a quick news report about it. I'm probably going to title it, it could be something or it could be nothing, right? Because, you know, Esau is eventually, right, something's going to happen, to another shutdown's going to happen, another pandemic, right, is in the making. This could be it, or it could be something else, or something that they might use later down the line, or so on and so forth. From the news articles and videos that I've seen so far, they said, I think it was 3 people that died, 3 or 4, I think it was 3, has died so far from it, of course. And then they're going to start, if this is what they're going to use, right, then obviously they're going to start inflating the numbers. They're going to start saying, oh, now it's 50 people, or now it's 300, and now it's in this state, and now it's in this state. You see, and they're going to start doing these things just like how they did with the vid-19. It's old tactics from Esau. Old tacky tactics from Esau. Same old, right? But eventually we know that the Lord is going to have this place shut down, right? And that's what we're hoping for, and just ready to get out of here, right? But I'm going to play this news clip, which I watched this one. I just watched this one a few minutes ago, and then I didn't finish the other one I'm going to play another one, and just see what the Spirit leads for scripture, and then we shut it down, right? So this could very well be another pandemic and another shutdown coming, because we know another one is, right? And then people, what they're doing now is going to top people are not really scared of it, right? Which they're going to show that near the end. But eventually, right, you know how Americans get, you know, until something directly affects them, right, that's when they'll start to get worried, right? Just saying, okay, there's another virus going around, certain people dying, even if you're on contact or around the person or around the said environment that they said was a lot of people were contracting the virus, and or for an example like this, they were saying it's from people from cruise ships. People are going to be like, okay, well, I'm still going to go on my cruise. Well, I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to do that. But that's just how the Americans think. Right? They're not that smart. Right? If danger was somewhere, they would literally just walk right into it. Okay, well, it's over here. You see? And then when things start to happen, then they act stupidly. As in, you know, when the vid-19 thing happened, when that started to break out, people were in the store buying toilet paper. Right? So it hit them overnight and hit them, and then they start panicking. And that was the trend. Everybody was buying all the toilet paper up in the stores. You see? So we'll see. Right? We'll see what Esau does with this. See where it goes on. But this very well could be the next pandemic. Right? They're saying it's coming from mice poop. Right? Which I don't think the average person is in that contact with mice feces, right? But who knows, man? We'll see. We'll see. We're gonna see, but we gotta watch, right? But we have to be on the lookout, because it could be something, right? That's why we always say pray. You gotta pray, man. Pray. Pray is very important, right? Especially in these times, man. The times that we're coming in, you know, we know something's coming. Something's coming down the pipeline, an attack on U.S. soil or something, right? But they're going to have to shut this place down again. Right? It's coming, man, right? And we have to be circumspect. We have to find out, you know, what Esau is going to use, what he's going to try to do, so on and so forth. You see? So this is another thing coming down the pipeline. So I'm going to play the video. And actually, let's start off with that. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. 1 Peter 5. In verse 6, right? It says, humble yourselves. It says, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High, it says that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you, right? Anything that we deal with, we give our burdens into the Lord, man, right? It says, be sober, be vigilant. It says, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, it says, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. You see, we have to be sober, be vigilant, right? It says, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And when you see a lion, when he's hungry, right, when he's patrolling his territory, his young, right, so on and so forth, what does he do? Walking around seeking who he can devour, right? Who he got to pounce on. And that's what Esau does, man. Esau roams the earth, walk around the earth, right, looking on the next thing to do. All right, okay, well we got this going on. Now how can we destroy the people this way? You see? Because we know their agenda, right? And that's why I've been lately going back into that video, right, that I made like a month ago now, or a couple weeks, like 3 weeks, almost coming up on a month, called the Totalitarian Tiptoe, right? And the dude in the video, he literally said, you know the outcome and you'll see the journey. And we know the outcome. We know one of the things that they want to do, right, is lower the population. So if we know the outcome, everything that we see start to happen, we know it's something to do with getting towards that agenda, getting towards that goal. So we're seeing the journey, right, through the pandemics, through war and all these things that's going on, right? They're trying to get somewhere. They're trying to get to a certain place, which is the New World Order, the MWO, right? So we're seeing we're seeing the tiptoe steps that they're taking as they're doing it, right? We might not be able to put every single piece together and how they gonna do this and what they gonna do exactly to the T, but we know in broad sense, we know in general what they're trying to do. You see, we don't know what every single last event may lead to and what they're trying to do with that certain event, but we know it's something. Like, these things are not just put on TV, and these events are not just happening just for them to happen, right? Because Esau is going to come down with great wrath, but he's also going to justify himself doing the things that he's doing and saying that we told you what we're getting ready to do. So you really can't be mad, because we're telling you, whether you believed it or not, or how we put it, we're telling you what we're going to do, and we're telling you. So in their mind, that's justified them to do it, because now we're telling you what we're about to do, and then we're going to do it. So you can't get mad at us. You see? But that's how Esau operates. So let's play the video now, and let's see what we can pick from it, all right?
You're speaking with travelers from different cruise ships that are docked along San Francisco's Embarcadero and some health experts. What are you learning today, Michael?
Hey there, Justine. Right now, we do know that California is one of 5 different states across the country dealing with residents who were on board that ship over in the South Atlantic. This cruise ship behind me, domestic. I spoke with those travelers who say they actually don't have any worries regarding this virus. Take a listen. New video shows health crews evacuating passengers from the expedition cruise ship known as the MV Hondias at the center of the outbreak. As of Thursday, the ship has been linked to at least 8 reported infections and 3 deaths during a voyage across the South Atlantic. The ship was carrying nearly 150 people, including 17 Americans, after sailing from Argentina toward Antarctica.
And now, you know, the first time I watched it, I really didn't pick up on it. But now it's going to be a start thing where they're going to slowly shut down this place, right? If this is what they're going to use, they're starting at travel points, cruises. Airplanes gonna be next, more than likely. Cars. Leaving the house. There's gonna be not leaving the house. So they have to have a reason so people don't get mad, right? To tell them you gotta sit your ass down somewhere. You gotta sit at home until we figure out what's going on. And they said, I think in this new clip or the other one, I think it was this one, where they said they're monitoring the people, right? That was on the ship, so on and so forth. So it's like it always starts off with a traveling point, because it has to get here somehow. Just the same thing with COVID-19. Planes came from monkeys or to Chinese, and Trump was calling it the Chinese virus. It's all types of things, man. Well, let's keep watching. All right, they're immediately attacking the point that I was trying to make. They're immediately attacking the points of travel, right?
And then across the Atlantic Ocean, health experts saying hantavirus is rare and typically spreads through contact with infected rodents, including their droppings or urine.
No way do I think hantavirus is going to be widely spread around the planet like COVID-19. Again, it really does require very close contact with fluids between people to have person-person transmission. That's the Andes strain.
The strain involved in this outbreak, known as the Andes virus, can spread between people, though health officials say it remains rare. Dozens of passengers from at least a dozen countries left the ship before contact tracing efforts began, with travelers returning to countries across the world. This is raising concerns the virus could spread. Here in San Francisco, cruise ships regularly dock along the Embarcadero, and travelers that I spoke with say the outbreak is not stopping them from getting on board.
I'm doing one in July into Ireland.
Any concerns with this new virus? No?
Nope.
Okay. Others say hand sanitizer stations and health
See,
reminders are now common.
And they're going to use that right there. Cool. People ain't scared. Well, let's give them a reason to be scared. And they ain't going to start inflating numbers. Every death, just like they did with the COVID-19, they're going to just label it as that. Right? It's all orchestrated, man. All orchestrated.
Place on many cruises following the COVID-19 pandemic.
They're always prepared. They have hand sanitizers all over, all stations all over the ship, and all their doors are like touchless. It's great.
The World Health Organization says the overall risk to the public remains low, but health officials continue tracking people who may have come in contact with the infected passengers. As of now, California is one of 5 states monitoring residents who were on board that ship.
Man, see, now they're coming down with a way to monitor people. See, now we have to monitor. We have to watch out. We have to monitor you people. You have to do check-ins. You have to do this because we don't want the virus to spread. That's what they're going to say. See?
Back out here live, we do know that cruise ship is headed.
Look at this nigga. You gotta get out of here, man.
Over towards Spain's Canary Islands. There are a few dozen, both passengers and crew members, still on there. Officials say more than likely other people will not get it and it will not spread, but it does serve as a friendly reminder of just how rapid things can spread when you're in an enclosed space, and also some of those COVID rules, as you remember, Justine, of always washing your hands. That's the very latest here in San Francisco. I'll send it back to you.
Michael, thank you.
All right, so like I was saying, it could be something, could be nothing. You never know.
Fiverr.
Right?
Fine.
But we'll find out if things start to shift around. We know, and we start to see them starting to use this. Then we know something's up. Something's getting ready to happen. Right, and then I said I was gonna play 2. There's one more. Now, I didn't finish this one, but I started. It's only a minute. Let's see. Find some. Hantavirus is in the U.S. It says where the rare, sometimes deadly disease have been found. It's 3 minutes. And as investigations continue into the hantavirus outbreak, it says that originated on the expedition cruise ship MV Hondas. It says concerns swirl about the prevalence of the virus in the U.S. Among the passengers of the ship, It says, which was traveling from Argentina across the Atlantic. There have been 3 deaths and at least 8 reported cases, several of them laboratory confirmed, according to the World Health Organization and subsequent health reports. At least 5 states are now monitoring residents who returned from the MV Honduras, including Texas, Virginia, Georgia, Arizona, California, reports have noted. And they're saying this goes back to some time. It says in the U.S. there have historically been around 800 to 900 cases of the hantavirus, according to Luis Marcos, MD, professor of medicine and director of the Infectious Disease Fellowship Program at Stony Brook Medicine in New York. It says CDC data supports this, showing that 890 cases of the hantavirus disease have been reported in the U.S. from 1993 to the end of 2023. Right, so a lot of stuff, they use stuff like this, or stuff will pop up, let it go under the radar for a couple years or some years, and then let it reemerge. You see, let it reemerge. You know, we gonna put it out there, but we gonna put it under the rug right now. Then we gonna play this card later, right? Because it's a card game, right? These people are playing a game. These elites think, you know, it's a game. That's why there's the thing called the Illuminati card game, right? I'll pull it up real quick. Let's see here. I'll keep that tab open because I want to look at that. Right. Let's just go Google. If I can get the tab, there we go. Right. Look up Illuminati. Right. It's a game to them. Right. Oh, look at this. What is this? It says science alarmist. It says the hole in the ozone is enhancing the greenhouse effect. Our rats died. Our experiments don't look so good. Don't worry, the details. They have card games, they have cards, right? That some of these cards have been world events that's actually taking place, right? And yeah, we don't know if they really play it or not, because you can just buy this openly. But like I said, Esau likes to put what he does out in the open, because a lot of people still not gonna believe that they're trying to do what they're trying to do, even though they're sitting there telling you. But certain things like this, right? They have events for, right? The terrorist nuke. Play this card anytime to give plus 10 power, so on and so forth. We know there's an attack on the Pentagon. We know what these represent, right? The 911s, right? And it's all just type of different cards, man. And I went into a video about this card game. So it's all a game to these people. I know they had one with that marathon thing. They got all types of stuff on here, right? And this was made. We got martial law on there. Look at that. And it was made like in the 1900s, I believe. Where was it made at? Or a little bit. Yeah, here we go. 1994, 1995. I ain't gonna go all into it, but I just want to show that. So let's go back to this. The transmission is not as efficient as other viruses, but the scriptures say what? When they should say peace and safety, then some sudden destruction come upon them. So that's why you got to be careful. They're gonna say, oh, it doesn't spread, or it's not deadly, or it's not this, and then next week you're gonna look up 2,000 people died, is actually deadly, and now we got to shut stuff down. Now we got to do this. They do stuff like that, man. Right. So let's go to the article, the other news video I said I was gonna play. And then probably I'll shut it down here in a second. All right.
Leader.
Okay. Slow again. Skip
Leader.
that.
The News at 5 starts now. Hello and thank you for joining us for the News at 5. I am Joe Hennessy. Health experts are working around the clock to contact trace the hantavirus outbreak on a cruise ship that's claimed the lives of 3 passengers. Doctors flying a passenger from the quarantine ship MV Hondius to Amsterdam, then taken to a German hospital for observation and testing. And it's among the latest steps to trace and stop the spread of the virus. And WTOC is working to get answers as the Georgia Department of Health has confirmed that 2 people in the state are being monitored for it right now. Lead investigator Shay Schrader joins us live in the newsroom. Shay, what do we know? You've been on top of this all day long.
Joe, the truth is we don't know a lot about this. After we reached out to the Department of Public Health yesterday to confirm whether there were Georgians being monitored, a spokesperson responded 2 people in the state are being monitored for hantavirus after being on the ship at the center of the outbreak. The spokesperson said those 2 people are currently healthy and are following recommended CDC protocols. We followed up with several questions. We asked what part of the state the 2 people live in, what specific CDC recommendations are being followed, if those people are being quarantined, and lastly, whether there's a threat to the public. DPH refused to answer any of those questions. However, we still have been working to get answers. Coming up on The News at 6, we've learned a coastal Georgia woman was on the ship where the outbreak took place and interacted with 2 of the people who have passed away from the virus. For now, live in the newsroom, Shay Schrader, WTOC Investigates.
So Michael, I don't
real
know.
estate,
I
everything
haven't looked
is-
it up, but it's weird, right? How now? What airline? What cruise ship was this? Well, obviously it was the MV or HV, whatever. But did these people did? Never mind. I ain't gonna say it. Ignore what I was getting. Ignore it. Right, but that's it, man. Right. Could be something, could be nothing. We just sit here and watch, and then symptoms: fatigue, muscle aches, early phase dizziness, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, headaches, so on and so forth. Another pandemic from Esau and what he got going on. Use mice as a thumbnail. Right, just another thing that's going on. Right, and what you're gonna find out, man. We're going to keep looking into the news, keep up to date with it and give updates as they give updates if need be. And just keep watching, man, because we know eventually they're going to come down with great wrath. Things are going to happen, right? Things are going to start to take place. And it's going to get, a lot worse, man. All right, it's going to get a lot worse. So that's it, man. I'm going to shut it down. Give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Shalom.